like our 2009 Hyundai Sonata with the 2.4 engine. I'm doing the starter on this car. So first thing you want to do is take off the negative terminal, take off this air box. So it's just these 4 clips like these around, and then you can use either a star, or in my case I'm using a 10mm to take this off. So I'm gonna take that air box off, and I'm gonna take this little intake pipe or hose or whatever, and then we're gonna take the fan off. Alright, so now we have access to taking the fan out. So before we do that, we have to disconnect this harness. So there's this little thing back there, so you just kind of put a flathead in there and take it off. Let's see. So we disconnected that. So basically you kind of push this away with your little flathead and pull on the harness. Next we're gonna do is take out these 2 10mm bolts holding the fan. So I've taken those 2 10mm bolts. As you can see, it's moving. So yeah, this one's gonna be here. Just make sure you take that out the way. And the way you remove this is, there's this little push tab back there, you can see, which holds the fan down. So you gotta use 2 hands or maybe someone. So you basically push that tab out the way, at the same time pull the fan up towards you. So once you do that, the fan's kind of free to come off. It's just you gotta make your way around some stuff, make sure that tab does not hit here. But yeah, you can make your way out now with the fan. So now that the fan is off, we have all these room here for access. So there are 2 14mm bolts that you have to first disconnect. Loosen, that holds the starter in. So the first one is actually right here. Not sure if you can see it. Yep, right there. And the second one is a little lower to that, right over here. So those 2 bolts are what holds your starter in place pretty much, these 2. So I'm gonna loosen them and come back. So I've loosened it. I haven't completely taken it out yet. So for you, the starter is pretty much behind there under this. So you can basically bring it out here and then disconnect all the harness. For you to be able to do that, there's this little plate back there. I'm not sure if I can show you. Let me try. So yeah, we're looking at the starter right now. There's this little plate somewhere. Let's see, right here. This plate. Oh man, I can't get enough light. But yeah, there's this plate here which you gotta take off. It's got 4 12mm bolts. So yeah, it's right. So yeah, that is your plate that you have to remove. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are all 4 12mm bolts. So if you take that off, you're basically taking the whole starter all the way out, and you can actually disconnect the harness once you get it all the way out. So I'm gonna do that, show you what it looks like. Alright, so those are the 4 little bolts, and this is what the plate looks like. Kind of holds everything. Not holds everything, just gives you access to the starter, like better access to the starter once you take it off. So now I'm gonna go ahead and loosen those 2 bolts completely and attempt to take the starter out. these are what your starter bolts look like. They're the same size, so you don't have to worry about which going top, which going bottom. So I took them off. So let's see if we can get the starter out now. See it, it's right there. So I'm gonna use both hands to kind of wiggle it out, and there you go. Starter came out right here. Ain't that fun? All you gotta do is disconnect this harness and disconnect this, and starter's done. Didn't have to go under the car at all. Everything done up top, right?